Warning, warning, warning. Okay, greetings friends. Today we're going to talk about the new Vaseline, or the several different Vaselines. What do we need to know about the Vaseline? I don't know that much. I haven't really done my homework. And I'm with my friend Paul from the protest.
Protester, yeah.
He's a protester, anti-lockdown protester, like I've been. And before we get started, we fully support what the WHO is saying. We don't dispute the WHO at all. So no problem there. But I hope this will be an informative video for my subscribers. And so first of all, Paul, people are going to say, well, are you an expert, or who are you to talk on this subject?
Oh, well, I'm not in medicine, but when I'm doing electronics training, I did microbiology lab.
Oh yeah.
And I see all the things that are wrong with the mask.
Right.
You touch your face, put it in your pocket.
Right.
Touch your computer.
Right.
Your cell phone.
Right.
And what do they do in a microbiology lab?
Right.
Well, no, I'll tell you. You have this wire loop, you touch some dead meat, and you put it on the microscopic slide, put it in the microscope, you put it down, and then the instructor just yells at you.
Wow.
You contaminated the table. So you
Right.
do it all over
Right.
again.
Right.
The instructor yells at you again. You didn't put the loop in the flame to sterilize it. So anybody that's has that training, I'm not a doctor, but not that
Right.
sort of training where it's proper training. They have to yell at you because
Right.
it's serious.
Right. I didn't know you studied microbiology.
Microbiology lab, yeah. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
to go with my electronics courses.
Oh, okay. You did electronics when you were younger, or?
Younger, yeah.
Okay.
I'm over 70. Though.
Paul is over 70, so he's
Okay.
he's knowledgeable.
You can edit that out, but anyway.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, basically, you don't have to be like a total scientist, but he's done more reading. You've done more reading into the Vaseline subject than I have. So
yeah.
basically, that's why I wanted to interview you.
Well, science
Yeah.
means you have a thing,
Yeah.
you have a number to go with the thing, and you see at a glance. You don't have to flip papers and
Right.
read the encyclopedia. There's a way of doing it.
Right.
For the last 2,000 years.
Right. So I guess one of my first questions would be first of all, what is a Vaseline? How do we define it? Does it have a precise definition?
Yes. It starts at 2014, and they're doing
Go ahead.
experiments that are online. They're documented, so you can just go look them up.
You said they started in 2014. What do you mean? Vaselines are a lot older than 2014.
Yes, but they have to create it. Okay, God didn't create this, man did. Or
You mean the recent Vaseline? I mean in general. I mean all Vaselines have a.
well, virus
yeah.
go back to the very beginning, depending on your
Yeah.
ideas of evolution. But
Right.
This is a new virus. These things emerge naturally, but they were doing work the United States and China.
Right. Okay.
So it's okayed by Dr. Fauci. It's under his
Right.
within his office. So they get a spike from the bat virus and they attach it to the round part of the mouse virus.
Okay.
And it works. And they're really surprised because it's so contagious.
Right.
There was never anything like this. It infects everything: the dog, the cat, the armadillo, everything. So that goes back to 2014, and then they publish it. You can see the results of it.
That was in 2014. That was the beginning of a development of a. Sounds like you're describing a bioengineered virus, not an actual Vaseline.
Yeah, this has been. That's the Vaseline virus, but this has been going on since at least 2000, putting these things together, because they make vaccines that way.
Oh, okay. Putting together artificial viruses. That idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's your theory that. Well, I guess
it's not my theory. It's
not right. People some
it's
say
online.
right. Some people would say it's fact. Right. I agree. I agree. That.
Yeah.
So your understanding is that the present let's call it the C virus.
Yeah.
Or CV, whatever. It came from a synth, like a laboratory. And,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Started in
Right.
the United States, and then
In the U.S. Okay.
then Fauci, they're not supposed to do this, so Fauci reassigns it to Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Interesting.
And they continue on.
Oh, they continued working on it. Oh, I
until
see. I see.
2017.
Oh, okay.
And then apparently the horse got out of the barn. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. The barn was on fire and the horses ran out.
So
Yeah.
to be honest and factual, and refer to things that are published.
Right.
Like if you put this online, then they say, where are you getting this from? And then
Yeah.
I'll give you the links to. It's published by Chinese researcher Xi.
Right. So these links are available.
Yes.
Maybe you can send me some of the links. I can post them in the description of the video if people want to check that out.
Yes.
But just before we get out more into the specifics of this Vaseline, over the history of these Vaselines, is it true that it originally had something to do with cows? Like they were testing on back in the 19th century. They were testing on cows and.
Some time ago, cowpox would make you resistant to smallpox.
Okay. Right.
I think that was See, you just
Right.
asked me a surprise question, but it's not my specialty.
No, that's okay. Yeah, you don't need to know everything.
But something to do with cows, and what the cowpox would protect you from
Right.
smallpox, and the milk
Right.
maize, they wouldn't get ugly from all this pox from smallpox.
So the idea of a Vaseline that I understand it is they're injecting part of a dead virus into your body so that your body develops an immune. They say rehearses the body for an immune response.
That's a Chinese Sino vaccine.
Right. Okay.
For all the other ones, the messenger RNA.
Right.
vaccine.
Okay. So this is the current Vaselines, but up until this point in time, that's kind of been what Vaselines are. They insert, which I'm not entirely. I don't even know if that's a good idea. Like, were the old Vaselines before, like smallpox Vaseline, like hepatitis A? Maybe that's beyond your knowledge. But basically, what I'm asking is, can Vaselines help us in some ways? I mean, obviously they're promoted in the mainstream.
Yes.
Right.
If you have smallpox and
Right.
only people get it, and it kills a lot of small children, and it makes you ugly for the rest of your life, then it's reasonable to take a chance on it. If I guess 1 out of 10,000 has to suffer, but okay. But now it's more for profit, and and this one now, it only affects 1 out of 10,000 people who have preconditions.
You mean the virus itself, or yeah? So why get a Vaseline for a virus that has a 99.9% recovery rate?
Yeah. Well, the problem is the preconditions. If you're more fat than me, and you have diabetes 2, HIV, or you're a doctor, you take a special drug to keep you awake, they die too.
Right.
You stress. There's only so much you can do. So a lot of it, there should be more education about the preconditions. Like they should have some beautiful looking lady taking me out for a run to get this off, and then
Oh, you mean the preconditions which make people more susceptible to coming down with the C virus?
There's generally a reason that they get it, but there's a lack.
They have diabetes, or they have heart disease, or something else like that.
HIV.
Yep, they have all these. Although I've heard that HIV/AIDS isn't. Some people question whether it's a real thing, but that's another topic for another day.
I would say it is, but anyway.
Right. So who's responsible for developing these recent Vaselines for the C virus? I mean, we hear about Bill Gates being responsible, but who else is really responsible for for bringing this about?
You mean the
I mean the Vaseline for the C virus. Yeah,
Yeah.
and because there's different ones.
well, that's high
Yeah.
technology, but as I was saying, there's messenger RNA for the ones in North America, England, and the Russian one is they take a sort of cold virus and they put little genes in them and they inject it into you, and that fights.
Oh, okay, so some of them are messenger RNA, and
The Western ones, the Russian ones, is they inject a sort of live virus, and the Chinese have a dead virus.
huh,
The Chinese one's only 50%, so that's
50% effective, right? That's what they, which is practically
what they
nothing.
say.
Yeah,
But
effective in reducing what, mild symptoms, which is not saying much.
no, I don't. It's hard to say
Yeah,
because you don't even get sick. It has nothing to do with you. It's the people at risk that need it.
right, right,
They're actually
Yeah.
giving them to do. Extremely old people would be at risk.
right, yeah.
Old age is nothing really, but
Right, right. So, so I'll ask you more about the RNA thing, but like before that, like, is it like who's actually the power? Who's the money behind developing these new Vaselines for the like? Is it just Bill Gates, or is it?
No, the money is
Yeah.
the money. It's the money is the money is the money.
Right, it's money, the money power.
Yeah.
It's a big business.
See, the
yeah.
idea is they would like to vaccinate everybody,
Right,
and it would make sense just to do the people at risk.
right, right, right.
Because you're not spreading it, you're not coughing on
Yeah.
me, and you're not kissing me, I hope.
Right, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what are the main Vaselines that are on the market right now to fight this to fight this C virus? Like, I've heard of the Pfizer,
Pfizer,
I've heard of Moderna,
Moderna.
but then there's probably some others too, right?
There's Sinovac, Russian, and then Sputnik, and there's just four main ones.
Oh, okay.
There could be 100 in process, and
Wow.
any country that can do their own. But
So, what are the concerns that many people have about these new Vaselines? Like, how are they different from the previous Vaselines?
well, messenger RNA means you're a genetically modified person. Okay?
Yeah, it would change your. So it's true. Is it true what they say that it can really change your genetic makeup permanently?
Nobody knows.
Nobody really knows.
That's the problem. Nothing in particular has happened.
Right.
But see, things happen over a long time.
Yeah.
Puberty, getting old. With
Right.
10-year span, you don't know what's going to happen in 10 years.
Do all of these new Vaselines involve RNA, or is it just some of them?
No, not the Chinese one. Not the Russian
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
one. It's Chinese is the dead one, like you said. It's just
Right.
like if you're doing smallpox and.
Right. Yeah.
But they would be the most familiar with it because they made the vaccine in the first place. But I think they want nothing to do with.
Yeah. They made the Vaseline. Yeah.
It may be a little bit embarrassing for them. They don't want to
Right.
have anything more to do with these genetically modified things. Not
So
in publicly anyway.
right. Yeah. So what? So then the ones in the States are the Pfizer and Moderna, and they're both
Yeah.
RNA.
Yeah.
So RNA is
Messenger RNA.
messenger RNA. That's different from just other RNA. Tell us, what is RNA? How do they make an RNA Vaseline? I don't know what is really
Well,
RNA.
You have DNA, it opens up and it sends out a messenger RNA.
Okay.
Because you have the nucleus and then this part of the cell needs something, so it floats across a little ribbon, and then there's a machine like a ticker tape to read it, and it makes protein. And protein is everything. It's your hair, your teeth, it's snake venom, it's botulism toxin.
Right, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I hope they don't make a wrong, there isn't a wrong molecule in it.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a very thin ribbon, like a sewing machine, sewing thread.
Yeah. So they found some way to take, I don't know, living or dead RNA, put that into a serum.
Yeah, it's very. It's not mathematical. It's just cookbook stuff, but it's very complicated cookbook stuff.
Right. Right. What, like, is it true that they put also heavy metals and fetal cells in Vaselines, or in some Vaselines. Like I've heard of the whole heavy metal. I don't know. That was sort of like previous Vaselines. But.
So your body might just ignore it, so you perk it up a bit so that you don't ignore it. Okay.
Right.
Right as somebody kicks you in the teeth, you don't ignore it. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the exact details, and also it's proprietary, and they don't want to talk about it or whatever.
Right.
So I wouldn't know all the little.
Yeah,
things.
but that's one thing they mention. They mention the heavy metals, and then I hear about this fetal cell thing. So we don't really know about that.
Yeah. See, I think I'm
crazy.
giving you honest information. I those things have been in there, but you're talking from the 1950s, upwards. The vaccines first started. I could look it up in my little science book here, but they were here in the 1800s, and they're starting to work for smallpox and rabies and stuff.
In the sense of in the late 1800s, taking part of a dead virus and But surely they weren't. Well, I'm assuming they weren't using fetal cells in the 1800s and heavy metals and all this other stuff. Steroids.
The church would be against it, I think. But
yeah, I'd say so. And then I've heard like steroids going into Vaselines, or I don't know.
Make you. Yeah, just to kick in the immune response.
So when it comes to these like Moderna, Pfizer, even the Chinese, the Russian one, like what are some of the potential side effects? And
generally, nobody knows.
No one really knows.
The problem is that everybody's supposed to take it, and they'll bankrupt all the nations just to pay for these. It's the money, as far as I'm concerned. Why am I supposed?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, you can refuse it. In fact, the medical staff, they're quite aware of this. You're good. You're being genetically modified, and a lot of doctors won't take it. But if you're a doctor at risk and you're taking drugs to stay up 24 hours, maybe the payoff is okay.
Right. So we don't really know what the side effects are.
Yeah.
Like, who has been receiving these new Vaselines so far? I mean, I guess a lot of people have already taken it.
Old age pension. Traditionally, they would test them in Africa or in the Caribbean, but I think they're going to complain now. So.
Doesn't it normally take 6 to 10 years to develop a normal Vaseline?
It should, but there's a lot of technology. They got computers and. The problem is you have to grow it, and the virus is a molecule.
Right.
Okay, it doesn't fly out of your mouth and drop 6 feet away. It's a molecule. The air is a molecule, so the air moves at about the speed of sound depending on the size of the molecule. So the fast molecules go kilometers per second, and a big molecule like virus would go a few meters per second. This is just the laws of thermodynamics. I didn't get it off the fact check thing or whatever. Okay. I've heard some reports of people having bad side effects here and there, but it's hard to tell how prevalent that is. Yeah, that would be allergy. They're allergic. Everybody's allergic to different things. Pollen, pine tree pollen, whatever.
Yeah, except this. If it's an RNA thing, there is no getting it out of your system. It's
in your cells.
It's in your cells now, forever.
Yeah, you can't get in there with your needle nose pliers.
Right, yeah. Because I heard there was some doctor in the States, some middle-aged doctor died a few weeks after getting the Vaseline. He said something like there was something in his blood was wrong. And he was a doctor too. He was some sort of surgeon or something. I don't know.
The doctors sometimes work too hard, but the ones you see on TV, they're hustling for political appointments, and they're saying wear a mask and do all this.
Right.
And they're getting their extra 100,000 a year.
Yeah. Do you think some of the prominent people might say they got a Vaseline, but really they didn't get it at all, or they got something else, just to make people think that they got it. Like, see, I'm okay.
I don't know. I don't want it, and that's that.
You don't want it. Yeah, that was one of my. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I figured.
But I would not stop someone from getting a smallpox vaccine.
Right. Yeah.
And I would not say, that it has mercury in it when, it might have had these things. Dental fillings had mercury in them to start with. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's a commonly used thing for alchemy,
Right.
But
yeah.
Okay, it's dangerous. Okay.
Yeah, mercury is dangerous. Lots of things. So yeah, obviously. Well, I don't want to get it because I don't know what to expect, and I don't like the idea of changing my genetic makeup forever.
Yeah.
Like
It
don't
might
like.
change your hair color to red or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's going to take some years for us to know what are the real side effects. Might
Yeah.
take 5, 10 years before we know. It's like laser eye surgery, they don't know what.
You don't know. You see,
Yeah.
there's a risk for everything, but if 1 out of 10,000 get serious illness,
Yeah.
and that's not you. There's always some reason for it.
Yeah.
That they get. It doesn't happen to everybody. AIDS doesn't happen to everybody.
Yeah.
That's just the promo stuff, right?
Right. Fair enough. So, your reasons for not getting it probably are like you don't know what
I'm
to
not
expect.
old enough. I'm not dead enough.
Right. Well, that's why they won't give it to you. But if they were giving it to you, you wouldn't want to take it anyways.
I might be eligible.
Right.
I said I'm over 70, but
Right. Yeah.
I was with that crowd yelling and screaming all summer. Lots
Right.
of old people, and nobody got sick.
Yeah, we were protesting for what, 7, 8 months now. Plenty of people in their 60s, 70s, all ages. Like, I haven't seen anyone get sick. I mean, I don't personally know them.
No, but we're going for
Yeah.
10-kilometer walks.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
So the people who get sick, they just didn't go with us, right?
Yeah, the people who get sick are probably wearing masks all the time,
Or oxygen or whatever.
depriving their oxygen source, and staying home all the time, and then so that your immune system.
They have preconditions, but
Right. Yeah.
But if you get a whole load of this stuff all at once, like I recommend you don't share joints. Not everybody agrees with
Right.
me, because you can get a lot in
Yeah.
your saliva, and it might make a healthy person sick.
Right. Fair enough.
You don't really want to, grope and touch each other and share.
Right. Even if you're a healthy person, I mean.
Yeah, even if you're
yeah,
healthy,
yeah.
you shouldn't. There's always a risk.
Yeah, there's always a risk.
I'm
yeah.
used to having someone in microbiology class yell at me, so
Right.
that's my point of view, right?
Right. So, I mean, I think I know what you would say, but like, do you think this new Vaseline is really about health? And if it's not about health, what is it really about?
It's technology leaping forward. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to the moon without a spacesuit, I guess. But
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Or you're jumping into the ocean without a life preserver. I don't know.
It's a complicated technology, and you can't back it up with mathematics. You have all field equations, and like I try to model them on my computer, and it takes 10 minutes to set up 4 or 5 electrons. It's just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What were you modeling on your computer?
Just electronic fields.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just make them the way they interact. 2 of them, I can see the outline in a minute or 2.
Right.
But when it gets up to 4, it goes slow, and then when there's 10 of them, my computer will no longer do it in this century. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
Interesting.
So this is.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'd say I guess it's about money, and it's about just developing a new technology for control.
Big money, and then I did technology myself, and I was always on the side of technology.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a line in the movie Jurassic Park where Ian Malcolm's character says to the scientist, he says, like, you guys never, you were too preoccupied with trying to figure out whether you could, you never stop to think whether you should.
Yeah.
That's something I think might apply here. I don't know.
The problem is, if you're not doing that job, well, you can go work at McDonald's. So you.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, exactly.
very competitive, and not everybody's working in the field of their choice, like in the old Soviet Union.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's true. So, I guess just a few more questions here. Like, some people believe the corporate media, they believe the government. I mean, obviously, we're familiar with that problem, and so they'll find it hard to accept some of what we've been saying about this new Vaseline. They'll be more trusting. Like I have family members that are definitely going to get it, and so if they're skeptical about these warnings, what would you say to these people?
If you're at risk, if you like you bike all over Toronto, I walk down to the protests.
Yeah.
I might do 20 kilometers a day, but if you're just watching TV, you have heart problems or something, maybe you should, I don't know.
Right. Right.
I mean, your doctor might be honest with you. He said, ask your doctor, do you have the vaccine? Do you have this messenger RNA in your cells?
Yeah.
You should ask, don't.
Yeah, that'd be a good question to ask your doctor.
I'm not your doctor, and you're not. Right? You just,
right.
I read it a little bit, and you're asking questions, so we're not giving advice.
Right, right.
I just telling you what is on published articles. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's basically what we want to know. But yeah, I guess that's fair enough. So, what were we gonna say?
No, everything. These things are published. Where it comes from,
right,
and how it came into existence, and.
So I guess the question is, will we ever be able to live a normal life if we don't get the Vaseline? Are they gonna? I mean, the government might not make it mandatory, but then it's like, oh, good luck traveling or having a normal job.
Yeah. If God doesn't help you, then you look to nature. What happens?
Right.
It's seasonal.
Yeah.
It went away in the summer solstice.
Right.
Came back at autumn equinox, and now winter solstice. This is all over the place.
Oh yeah.
So it's just the sunlight.
Yeah. Well, that's talking about the virus itself, which I'm skeptical of. I mean, I believe there's probably a real virus there.
Oh, there's all sorts of things in the air. It's just not doing much, not right now. It infects every animal, so it can.
Yeah.
If it comes from your dog, then it mutates a bit, and that'll be like virus from England. If it comes from your cheetah, then that'll be from South Africa.
Right.
And if it comes, there's another one from Japan. It's mutating because it infects everything.
Right.
So there's such a thing that doesn't do much. I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Right. I mean, when it comes to the virus, I think that like a lot of it's just misattribution of the flu or whatever. I mean, like we're seeing all these, numbers rising
it's
right
exaggerated, but the healthcare system, it can't handle a little bump in the road because see, when you go to the hospital, there's two people in authority: your doctor and the lawyer.
Right. Yeah.
The doctor's worrying about gets sued, so they should be able to handle this little bump in the road. You're talking maybe 100 extra ICU cases. They got to be hooked up to a tube, and nobody can do anything. It's either the doctor or the lawyer deciding what's going to go on.
Interesting. So what is the nature of this ICU crunch that they're talking about? They're saying they're almost out of intensive care unit capacity.
They have a bed like this, and they only have so many. There might be 200 in the whole system.
Right.
And they got to have a hose down their throat, and only a doctor can do that.
Yeah.
And somebody's supposed to sign the consent, and
oh, okay.
like you can't do it to me, even if you're saving my life.
Yeah.
Even if you have my experience, electronic technician in some lab, you
Yeah.
can't do it because you'd be sued. You can't make eyeglasses. They'll lock you up.
Right, yeah, you can't, yeah, like all these things, yeah.
Your
Yeah.
eyeglasses are worth $2, and if you make, okay,
Yeah.
like they have all these people, they have authority like Hitler, and they're supposed to use their discretion, okay?
Right.
But when you get in their way of their money, they eventually throw you in jail, and there's been people thrown in jail from
Yeah.
making $2 eyeglasses.
Right, right. I gotta know how to do that. It saved myself a lot of money.
Yeah.
But,
I get mine at Salvation Army. But
oh, okay. Well, there you go. Oh, you get your eyeglasses, you don't go to an optometrist for that?
I
or-
had an eye exam, and then you can just go to the drugstore and get them.
Yeah, my eyeglasses are like, I haven't gotten a new pair in like 5 or 6 years, and I think my prescription has stayed the same. But they keep wanting you to come back every year for
Because-
another exam, which they charge you hundreds of dollars for. And then get this, I wear contact lenses, but I ran out. And like to get new contact lenses, you have to go for a new eye exam.
Mhm.
They're not allowed to just, they only give you a year's supply. That's it. Then you got to
Yeah.
go back and pay more money, and your prescription might be the same. But they'll say, oh, your prescription might have changed.
Well, you got to pay the $30,000 rent a month for the store, so that,
Yeah. Yeah, they want their money and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the ICU thing. Like, it's interesting what you're saying about the lawyers and but the media, the government is saying right now that ICUs are getting very full of people suffering from CV. Can we trust that, or because back in the springtime, what they were saying was ridiculous. The hospitals were pretty much empty. Are they
It's
now
what I
they
said.
now full?
No, it's summer solstice that comes away,
Yeah.
autumn equinox, and now you're in winter, and then it should start to recede. But they can't handle a small bump in the road, because it's especially ICU. Only a doctor or a lawyer that's okayed by the lawyer.
When you say they can't handle a small bump in the road, you mean like an influx of a lot more patients. But do you think that influx is even a real thing?
If it's 100 people, it's yeah.
Right.
If there was a big plane crash into a building,
Yeah.
they would have to.
I mean, it just sounds to me like that's a sort of problem of capacity they could be dealing with last winter or any winter. And I mean, I know they're saying, oh, now there's, but I've never been convinced that there have been that many patients. The people dying from this are elderly with different more comorbidities. I don't think that has changed.
It's because of the air tube and the loads of electronic equipment around them.
Oh yeah.
They only got so many setups. It's ICU, and they got to have all monitors around them.
Right.
Okay, they don't. I don't know why they have to.
Yeah,
all
there's a
that
lot of
equipment.
stuff in an ICU. Definitely, there's a lot of it costs probably hundreds of dollars a day.
And also the
Or more.
hospitals, you work 12-hour day, 12-hour nights, and any little thing drives
Yeah,
you
it's-
nuts. Okay.
Yeah, like my dad was in the hospital in about 1 year ago. Basically, he was there for a few weeks with a blood infection, and this is before all this crazy stuff happened. But yeah, I got firsthand to see all the technology and the way the hospital works, and
But you can't be sure, because I see doctors, they want these political appointments for $100,000.
Yeah.
They tell you to wear a mask, which is contrary to your training,
Oh yeah.
right? Because everything's contaminated. If
Yeah.
you just breathe out, the
Yeah.
virus is dead in a minute from the sunlight,
Oh yeah.
unless it's in the middle of winter.
Well,
Otherwise,
I don't know about that, but that's
Yeah,
interesting.
I do know.
Yeah.
It's just diameter of the virus is 100 nanometers, and the sun
Right.
gets close to it.
Right.
And it shakes it back and forth 10 to the 15 times.
Yeah.
Okay, you just turn, but when it's in your pocket or whatever, it's out of the light. It can last 100 years. This stuff is all over the place.
Yeah.
From wearing the mask, you should not
Yeah.
wear the mask.
The mask isn't gonna do really anything.
It would have been gone by now, except for this mask.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean that's the thing. When it comes to the virus itself, I think it's just being perpetuated by the media and the government. I don't mean the virus itself. I mean the hysteria and the lockdown measures. That's just the constant discussion of the virus in the media. I think that's all part of their global reset or whatever it is.
It's not a reset, it's control and profit. There's no reset, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
They just call it reset.
Right.
Or, you know.
Well, they want to knock out a lot of the middle class and the small businesses and have them work for corporations.
They don't even care that much.
They
just want your money.
Yeah, right. Do you believe they want us all out of living in smart cities? And
I don't know what they want. At this point, the media is a disease.
It is. I agree with you. The media is the real virus.
You could have been taking steps to do this. There's sort of black light technology. If you sort of, it would kill the virus faster than the sunlight. Essentially, you would always have sunlight around. You could have a curtain of black light.
Right.
But it would damage your eyes.
What's black light technology?
Ultraviolet.
Oh, okay.
It would. You shine it on your underwear and they glow in the dark because of the detergent that you use.
Really?
It's just ultraviolet, but there's no need to have all the other colors.
So that ultraviolet can break down a virus?
Kill it immediately. That's how they already have it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The ultraviolet light.
Wow.
Kills bacteria, and they have it set up like in factories, like food factories. They want to sterilize the package and all that, and it might be cheaper than radiation or safer.
Interesting. Well, that's very interesting. I guess just I'll conclude coming back to something I was getting at earlier. Just this idea that like we may get the Vaseline, we may not, but the concern is for those who don't want to get it. Will we be able to travel? Will we be able to work for most jobs? See family? Will I be able to visit my grandpa in his retirement home without having a Vaseline in the future? They're going to prevent me from going in there. I don't know.
The whole idea of the thing was to get rid of Donald Trump. They go on about him not wearing a mask and this and that, but I don't know how they can.
I think that was part of it in the States, but this is a global thing, so it must be bigger than just
they
just
go
Trump.
On any conservative government, Brazil, England.
Okay.
They were always reporting the bad news.
Yeah, they were.
And if it's Italy or France with socialist government, they say, "Oh, we will overcome and it'll be fine." But
So I guess we don't really know what's going to happen. We just have to hope for the best. But I don't want to get it. I don't plan to get this Vaseline. I really, really don't want to get it.
No, you don't need it, and the doctors know that it's a messenger.
I just don't want to be forced to get it by, that's like, if I want to go back to Ghana, am I going to need it? That's probably what they're going to... I'm even looking at, am I going to have to travel by boat in the future? But then they'll probably still make you take it. I don't know.
Get a raft or whatever.
Right. But do you think with, Biden being president, they will... ease up on the pressure of talking about the virus and lockdowns and all that stuff? I'm skeptical. What do you think?
Their job is to put everybody in jail that disagrees with them.
Right.
All the Trump supporters, all the protesters at Capitol Hill, they're all, you're only supposed to talk about climate change. It's real. It's happening.
Yeah.
The Black Lives Matters, that's supported by George Soros.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3. In between 1 and 2, there's an infinity of things that you don't talk about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then people who don't stick to 1, 2, 3, 4, they're trying to lock them up.
Oh yeah, it's totally ridiculous. What happened and what is happening, they're just... Biden is not trying to ease tensions. He's actually raising tensions, and
I don't think he's in control.
No, he's not.
Just want the job for the hell of it.
I guess so. Yeah, he's mentally he's gone, mentally speaking. He's not. And the scary thing is if Kamala Harris becomes president, Well, she may already have a lot
Oh,
of
it was
influence.
upset because baby daddy ran off. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know much about that, but yeah.
Okay.
But they're politicians, so you can't trust them. So I guess those were pretty much all my questions. And do you have any other thoughts you wanted to share before
No,
we wrap it up?
I don't want to get you banned or arrested.
Oh no,
It's all on you.
no, that's okay. I'll put this up on my YouTube channel. I'll look at some
Okay.
other platforms that maybe I can get into. Maybe there's Gab, there's Rumble. Rumble's looking promising. I have a BitChute channel, but BitChute doesn't work for me very well.
We tried YouTube. That
Yeah,
seems,
YouTube. There's. I heard they were shutting down Parler. Did you hear about that?
yeah, that's gone.
Is it? Yeah, it's like just like that within the space of a week. I mean,
thought-
I never used Parler, but I knew. But people were saying it was a honeypot operation because they'd ask you to use Parler. You'd have to give your phone number. You'd have to give a lot of your personal information.
Well, like Facebook, when the group gets to be 100,000,
Yeah.
they cut them off, but they keep all the data.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
everybody keeps getting these scam emails.
Yeah.
It took me a year to get rid of the Facebook emails. I just
Right. Yeah.
kept reporting spam, and they
Yeah.
kept sending it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for helping to educate us about the Vaseline, Paul.
Okay,
We
you-
appreciate it.
You might get a more educated opinion, but I don't
Right.
think it'll be much different.
Right. All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Okay, and we'll see you at the protest.
Yeah, I'll be back. Yep.
Go
Okay,
on.
well, thanks for tuning in. Hasta luego, amigos.